Hello! So again we are going to discuss the eligibility to be a super visa holder. So in my last video I have discussed until this point minimum necessary income requirement, like signs a letter, this up to this point. Okay, so today I'm going to elaborate more on this topic from here. You must also be outside Canada when you submit your application for a super visa. So you have to understand that if you are in Canada, you cannot apply for super visa. You have to be outside Canada, any country, but outside Canada, not necessarily your home country. Okay, have your visa printed by a visa office outside Canada. Wait for visa office instructions. So your visa has to be printed by visa office outside Canada, not inside Canada again. This is visa print, means you understand there is a sticker which carries the visa. Okay, so that has to be printed outside Canada. So a visa office outside Canada will issue that. So wait for visa office instructions. So, and be allowable to enter Canada. So there are instances, for example, if you commit a crime in Canada, you cannot be entered in Canada. So there are many things, there are some things that restrict people from being allowable to enter Canada. For example, and also maybe if you are a mafia don, like if you are a godfather who is like having criminal history, or you are a major criminal, worldwide recognized, then maybe you are not allowable to enter Canada. Like there are some restrictions. If you want to understand who are not allowable to enter Canada, you have to click on here. Okay, I'm not going into elaborate discussion on that. So I believe you are not such a kind of person, so I'm not going deep into this. Okay, so take an immigration medical exam. So you have to take an immigration medical exam. So let's click on here what it means. So immigration exam for visitors, students and workers. So these are like the exam you have to take. Who needs a medical exam? If you plan to stay for 6 months or less, you generally do not need a medical exam unless you plan to work in certain jobs. So in our case, you are going to stay, generally if a super visa holder enters Canada, maybe he or she will live there more than 6 months. It's normal because you can be there for 5 years at a time. So it is a big time, like long time. So you may be there for more than 6 months. So in that situation, because your visa allows you to stay longer than 6 months, you will be required to take the medical exam. Okay, so types of medical exam. So standard medical exam, the streamlined medical exam. So streamlined medical exam is a simplified medical exam that we may request during certain urgent operational situations like a humanitarian crisis and in other exceptional situations. But your case is not that. You have to take the standard medical exam. Okay, you have to understand this. The standard medical exam you have to take for your super visa. Who can do your exam? You must see a doctor on the list of panel physicians. Okay, so if you take a look at this list of panel physicians, let's click on here. So here you will find like wherever you are. For example, if you are in Bangladesh, select Bangladesh. Okay, so then if you click on go, then you find out the list of physicians and their contact numbers and email addresses and stuff and address, everything. So, and their names and locations. So you get everything over there. So you have to go to that list to find out whom you can go to so that you can take your medical exam. When to get your medical exam? You can either get your medical exam before or after you apply. Before you submit your application, you have the option of getting an exam before you apply. This is called an upfront medical exam. So you can get only if you apply to, for example, upfront medical exam can be for visit, including parent and grandparent, super visa, work, study. So you have the option of getting an exam before you apply if you are one of these three visa category applicants. Okay, so in your case, super visa, it's included here. So you can take an upfront medical exam or before you apply. Alternatively, you can also do the post application exam, like you have applied and then you can go for the medical exam, but I prefer doing it up front. Okay, you have the option of getting an exam before you apply. You can get only if you apply to visit, work and study. So if you are having a super visa, so in your case you can go for before or after your application, whatever you want. But I would definitely prefer doing it up front, because it will expedite or fasten your visa application process. Okay, so this is about the medical exam. Let's go back. And now, meet certain other conditions. So you must also meet certain other conditions. Let's click on here. We consider several things before we decide if you can come to Canada. When you will apply, we will consider your ties to your home country. If your ties to your home country is weak, like if you do not have any feelings for your home country, you do not need to go back to your home country, in that case your visa application may be rejected. Okay, the purpose of your visit. If your purpose is not like a good purpose, like the purpose of your visit is not to see the children or grandchildren, or you are possessing any other purpose, maybe visa officer will be able to identify that and reject. But if your application is soundly prepared, it should be like you should be good to go. Okay, so your family and finances. So how is your family and how much money you earn or how much wealth you have. So these are the conditions Canadian visa officers may look into, so that he or she can decide whether you can come to Canada or not. Okay, so it's normal, right? You're how rich you are. Like if you're wealthy, then you can cover your expenses, so you are not a burden to Canada. So they will consider that, right? And purpose of your visit, they will consider that, right? Because if you have a naval intention, if you want to go to Canada and murder someone, do some criminal activity, so that can be identified. Okay, but if your visa application is sound and if it sounds good, then and if you are a good person, so that should not be a problem. If you are a good person, your intention is genuine, you are going to Canada for visiting your children or grandchildren, you should be fine, right? Your ties to your home country, if your home country is not like very much important to you in some respect, like you don't have any properties in there, or if you do not have any family members living in there, you're the only person to go depart from your home country. You have nobody there. These kind of situations may be dangerous, but in your case it should be fine, right? Okay, let's go back again. Health insurance. Now you must also meet the criteria of health insurance, so you must have the proof of a health insurance policy either. Like these are the discussions, so I will discuss them in the next video. So thank you for today. Have a good day. Bye.